Hello, my name is Callum. I'm 24 years old and I'm receding at the hairline. I thought it would be worthwhile making a bit of a video series to help people out there who are also receding or losing their hair. I started losing my hair about age 18. I always had an M-shaped hairline. So it was always quite mature, but recently it got worse and thinner at the front as well. So as I say, I'm age 24 and I've gone for a hair transplant in Turkey. There are lots of other YouTubers that I've been watching which have helped me make the decision to go get a hair transplant in Turkey. And I thought I'd pay that forward by making my own video series to help everyone else out there who wants to know about hair transplants in Turkey. So I booked with a company called Get Hair, which is a kind of intermediate company in the UK. And I'm having my hair transplant done by Dr. Tayfun, in Istanbul, Turkey. There are a couple of other YouTubers that I've seen who had really good results with Dr. Tayfun, and I did a lot of research into which clinic I wanted to go with, and it came up really well. He's really experienced, and he's board accredited with a few different boards of hair restoration, which is really good, and he's done many patients, so that's who I chose anyway. It was at the pricier end in Turkey, so my package, there were 3 packages. The first one being minimal surgeon involvement, and then as you go up through the packages to package 3, maximal surgeon involvement. So I went for package 3. It's cheap enough as it is, so considering I paid 3,300 or it's 3,200, something along those lines, that's still really cheap compared to what it would have cost in the UK. I had a couple of consultations in the UK. I can't remember the clinics now, but it was 8,000 plus, which I'm not convinced you get quality for that money either. I've seen some fantastic results from transplants in Turkey, so that's where I decided to go. As I mentioned, my hair, you probably want to see why I'm getting the hair transplant. And from here, it doesn't look too bad, but lighting can be deceiving, as you'll know, if you are losing your hair. So I've always been mature at the front, so you can see my hairline. It goes back on either side of the temple quite far. Again, this is pretty good lighting, but I'll try and move my hair around so that you can see. I've also got some pictures that I'll upload as well. But my hair, it's thin on both sides of the temples, and also it's thinning behind the front part, the frontal region of the where the hairline is. The frontal hairline's also quite thin. Again, in this lighting, it doesn't look as bad as it usually is. But in the UK, on a under normal lighting indoors, it doesn't look great. And it's hard to style my hair as well because I'm lacking the hair here. I can't style it over as I used to. So I do want to get, basically I want my hairline lowered slightly. I still want to keep in some recession because that's just a mature hairline. And I want to grow into the hairline as opposed to having it brought down, really straight and low. There you can see all the hair's just missing there, and it's been going for a while. I just style it over that way so it doesn't look too bad. I've been on medication for quite a while as well. So I've been on finasteride and minoxidil for quite a while. I've been on minoxidil for much longer. So minoxidil is a topical application, a medication that increases blood flow to the follicles in your head. I apply that twice daily, and I've been using that for, it's got to be 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Not sure exactly, but that worked well to start with. It worked really well because my hair was a lot worse than this to begin with. But slowly over time it's getting worse because male pattern baldness is obviously a progressive condition. Then I started finasteride a couple of years later. So I've been on finasteride about 3 years now. Get that from Lloyd's Pharmacy. You can get that online, repeat prescription, fairly, cost effective. It's not too bad to buy if you want to keep your hair. If you're someone like me, then it's the price that you've got to pay to keep your hair. But that works effectively by blocking the conversion of testosterone to DHT, and DHT, dihydrotestosterone, is what causes the follicles on the top of your head to shrink and then eventually fall out. And then you follow the standard Norwood scale of balding, usually from the temples and then at the back of the hair as well. My crown actually isn't too bad. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this, but I'll try and show you the crown. It's not actually bad at all, really. So I'm not too concerned about the crown. That might start to go at a later date. But generally, I'm finding I'm very thin at the front. And behind my tuft of hair at the front, it's quite thin here as well. So it's just generally thin across the top. And it's just really difficult to style my hair and do anything with it. And it's those of you that are losing your hair will know, even just, a slight bit of recession like that, it plays on your mind. And it's something that I'm aware of. And for the small fee, well, relatively small fee of £3,500, it's something that I would want to get sorted so I don't have to think about it at all. I'm going to make a series of videos to help everyone else, give you a bit of information. If you're like me, then you'll have watched loads of videos already and researched loads online, but it's another thing to see it on YouTube. And I'll document my hair progress throughout the next couple of years, probably, and answer any questions that you've got as well. I've done a fair bit of research into it myself. I'm a science teacher, so I have some understanding, a little bit more capacity to understand things. And I've done a fair bit of research into the area. It's been bugging me for quite a long time. As I say, I flew with Turkish Airlines. I booked a package. The package included, with Get Hair, it included 2 nights in a 4-star hotel, but I paid to upgrade to a 5-star hotel. That was a very small fee on top. I think it was about £10 to stay in the 5-star hotel. So it was a no-brainer, really. And I'm staying in the Limak Eurasia Hotel. Very nice hotel. Flew with Turkish Airlines. Driver picked me up at the airport. The transfers were all included with the fee at Get Hair. Really good patient coordinators in Turkey and in the UK. So that's gone really smoothly. I flew in. I'm only staying a couple of days and then flying back to the UK. It's half term currently, so I've got a week off work and then I go back to teaching. I'm not too fussed about the visible effects. People are going to know if you've had a hair transplant or something's up with your hair because it's going to look dodgy for quite a long time. That's not something I'm too fussed about, really. I got into Turkey, Istanbul airport about 6 o'clock yesterday, and then the driver drove me to the Limak Hotel. I ordered room service, which was really cheap. It was really, really cheap, actually. I think it worked about £8, and I had a couple of main dishes and a drink, so it was really cheap. I'm going to order some food in a minute for lunch, just before my hair transplant. Mine starts at, the driver will pick me up at 1:15. If there are any questions that you want to ask, then pop them in the comments below and I can answer those in a later video in kind of a Q&A. Not really used to making YouTube videos, so it's not going to be totally organic. Initially, my hair transplant was booked to do at the start of summer, so last summer, but because of COVID, Turkey being on the red list, it wasn't going to happen, so I put it forward to Christmas this year. So I put it forward to Christmas, but then I decided, actually, half term's coming up. It's only a week. It's enough to heal. And as a teacher, I can sit down quite a lot in lesson. So that's something I looked at doing. And I just booked it for half term to get it out of the way before COVID cases go back up again. And travel restrictions come back in. But besides that, that's the the big main update I'm going to give you at the moment, and I'll release more videos. I had commented on a few other YouTubers' videos. I think it's Hairline Confessions and Rob as well, someone else who had a hair transplant by Dr. Tayfun in Turkey, and they really helped me. Rob had some fantastic results. My hair isn't as advanced as in the level of balding as those guys, but it'll be interesting to see what results that I do get. Again, any questions, drop them in the comments below and I can answer them in a later video. There's not much more for me to go over today. I'm probably not going to record actually when I get to the surgery. I'm not going to record that. I'll record when I've buzzed my hair off. I'll take some photos and perhaps I can talk over the experience with a bit of a PowerPoint at a later date. And then I'll have the surgery about, I assume about 2 o'clock today, once they've drawn the hairline on and I've had the consultation. They advise that you bring button-up shirts, so you don't have to take it over the top of your head, which will be quite sore after. You have to sleep upright. I'll go through all the patient information with you as well, if that's something you're interested in at a later date. I've got that all printed out. Me personally, I've printed off a bit of a PowerPoint slideshow to actually show the doctor my hairline and how my hair's progressed over time, so the doctor can get a bit more of an understanding of what my pattern of balding is and where I fit on the Norwood scale. Because as I say, my hair was really bad about age 20, 21 when I wasn't using any medication, and then through using finasteride and minoxidil, I actually got quite a bit of regrowth. But it's starting to go slowly again now. And really, unless I have a transplant, there's never going to be any hair that regrows here or here. So it's definitely something that I want to do. I'm also quite conscious of the thinning part at the front, because I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do there, because if you transplant into the area, it could cause problems with the native hair, could cause them to fall out. I believe that's only temporary. So I'll see what they say about that. Ideally, I'd like the hairline brought down a little bit lower, and then kind of this is angled off here. So something like that is what I'd expect, and hopefully they can do. And then all of the hair behind thickened up. But we'll see what the doctor says. You've got to remember that they've got the experience. So I'm going to outline my expectations, and I've got a bit of a print off of pictures of my hair, and I've kind of drawn in where I'd like the hairline to give the surgeon a bit of an idea. Because they need your input as well. If you just turn up to Turkey and say, I want the hairline lowered, you might end up with a straight line, you might end up with it curving back. I've seen lots of different ways that they can draw the hairline on. So if you have a particular image that you would like, you should probably show that surgeon so they have an idea of your expectations. In fact, I can probably show you some of the pictures now. I'll just grab that now so I can show you. So I'll just show you kind of on the bed. So this was my hair